Welcome, everyone. My name is Gianna Mori. I'm the Student Program Advisor in the Career Center at Santa Barbara City College. And we're excited today to have Colin Teft with Xanterra Travel Collection to talk about some opportunities in the national parks. He is a talent specialist for the company and is ready to share with you about some of the amazing opportunities that are available there. So Colin, would you like to take it away?
Yes, of course. Hello, everyone. My name is Colin, as she said. I have worked for Xanterra Travel Collection since 2018. I started as an intern there and then moved on and out of college became a general manager for one of the properties in Yellowstone National Park, where I worked for about 4 to 5 seasons there, including winter seasons. And then have recently taken up this role in our corporate office as a talent specialist. I focus mainly on culinary recruitment, as well as hospitality internships. So should I go ahead then and share my screen for the presentation?
Yes, please do.
Perfect.
There, we can see it. Do you want to do slideshow presentation?
Yes.
Great.
Does that work? It
looks a little different, but I think it could work.
I'm trying to get my notes out of there. Because on my screen it just says that. Sorry about this.
No problem. If you click on, are you in PowerPoint?
Yes.
Click on slideshow at the top.
At the top. Oh.
From beginning, hopefully that will. Oh, gives you the same view.
Yeah,
that's
so
okay.
it pulls up differently in mine. However, the notes won't really affect us that much. So ultimately, who are we? Xanterra is an award-winning, globally diversified hospitality and travel company with offerings on the seas, rails, and land. So we operate in many of the national parks. We are the concessionaire for these national parks, so we run lodging and restaurants throughout 12 different national parks. This means that we sign a contract with the National Park Service to run these national parks and the lodging and the restaurants in them for a certain amount of time, and we are in charge of taking care of the buildings and all things guest service. So these are 9 of our 12 opportunities in national parks. We have Glacier National Park, Grand Canyon National Park, the Grand Hotel and Grand Canyon Railway and Hotel, which are outside of that Grand Canyon National Park. We operate in Mount Rushmore, the Oasis of Death Valley, Rocky Mountain National Park, Yellowstone National Park, and Zion National Park. So we are a very large corporation with a very large team. And so you can see here in the introductions, if I had anyone else with me, these are all of our HR managers for all of these different national parks. And then I have some photos. This here is the Glacier Park at Lake McDonald and Many Glacier. Here we have the restaurant at Grand Canyon and the steakhouse. This is the golf course and resort at Death Valley National Park. More Grand Canyon. Perfect. So our mission statement is legendary hospitality with a softer footprint. We use resources efficiently and effectively, and we strive for zero waste. Our company is striving to be completely zero waste by 2030. We build and operate sustainably, meaning we use architectural, efficient, and energy saving resources in our buildings. The American Hotel and Lodging Association, the Stars of the Industry and Earthkeeping Award. We have many LEED awards for many of our buildings throughout our national parks as well. We strive for Sustainability in all of our national parks, this is down to the ground level. As a general manager in Yellowstone, often we would have sustainability tailgates for all of our employees that would try to make our locations as zero waste as possible. These are a couple of our core values, starting with candor, respect, community, leadership, environment, honesty and integrity, health balance, guest service, innovation, teamwork, profitability, and attitude. Some of these core values are definitely represented in our communities. Working in a national park is a very unique experience. It kind of gives our employees the opportunities to work and live in a national park, whereas our guests only get to come for a week or a couple days at most. So it definitely gives a very unique perspective to our employees who get to kind of get a feel of the land and become locals for months at a time and explore all of the different hiking trails and animal watching that the national parks have to offer. Diversity and inclusion, we are currently hiring people from all 50 states, and this year we are hiring from 36 different countries. We hire people from the ages 18 to 80 years old. So this once again goes back to that sort of very strong community that we have. It is a very unique place in the national parks as everyone works and lives together. We have dormitory styled housing, which I will dive into a little bit later, but it really just creates a very diverse culture and allows you to meet people from all over the world that you wouldn't normally get the opportunity to meet otherwise. So life in the park, like I said, we have employees come from all over. People can entertain themselves by hiking thousands of miles of trails in the park. Like I said, I worked in Yellowstone, which is 2.2 million acres, and over 1,000 hiking trails in that park alone. I worked there for about 3.5 years, and I think that if I didn't want to do the same trail twice, I wouldn't have had to. There's that many opportunities for hiking. We also have a co-op or recreation program. This program allows employees to rent gear at a discounted price. So they can rent tents or sleeping bags or anything for their weekend adventures. They also put on talent shows, employee photo contests, intramural sports, and hiking clubs. So they provide transportation to and from hikes. And one of my favorite activities they would put on sporting events from anything from football, softball, volleyball, basketball, pickleball, anything of the nature. In our recreation facilities throughout the national parks, and then they would provide localized tournaments and then park-wide tournaments as well, where you can go and represent your location at the park-wide tournaments and try to bring home the medals and prizes. They also do seminars throughout the national parks, and they get national park rangers to come in and talk about different species of plants or animals that live in the national parks. And my favorite one that I've been to is the bear seminar in Yellowstone National Park. It's just very interesting to learn about their hibernation cycles and about their lifestyle and how us as humans interact with them. It was also very interesting. In the national parks, I will share a little bit of my experience. I once worked at Roosevelt Lodge, which is in Yellowstone. It is a very rustic cabin-like hotel with about 60 cabins that are all lit by or warmed by a wood-burning stove. That being said, bears will frequent that area quite often, and it wouldn't be uncommon for employees to walk out and see kind of a big lumbering bear walking down the sidewalk. And we have NPS in place so that nobody gets harmed during these instances where the bears are there, but it is just one of the unique things that you get to see on your everyday basis, just living in a national park. So where do you live? We have dormitory styled housing. This can be equated to a dorm that you lived in college or anything of the sorts, where we give a bed, a closet, a dresser, and a communal space in each dorm. So this kind of breaks down into these prices here. It equals to about $15 a day for your housing and your meals. Because we are so remote in most of our national parks, it can be kind of a stretch to get to a Walmart or a Target. The nearest Walmart or Target in the furthest away community in Yellowstone would be about 2 hours. So that would be the furthest that you would have to drive, but it is quite a ways. So we are pretty remote, so we do offer these dorms as part of our employment. And then we have employee dining rooms as well. And these employee dining rooms offer 2 meals a day, or 3 meals a day, sorry, with 2 different options, both meat and veggie. They have soup and salad options and a sandwich bar at every single meal as well. And one of the cool little features that our employee dining room has is that you can go and request a sack lunch. So if you are out hiking or exploring and you know you're going to be gone the next day doing those activities, you can request one of these sack lunches. They'll provide it for you with a drink, a sandwich, and some other light snacks. So that way you don't have to worry about making it back to the EDR on time. In fact, and here's a couple photos of our employees working hard. Some perks that come with being an employee in our national parks is you get discounted rates on lodging and food and retail listed here on this slide. We do have a referral program. So say if you sign up and you wanting to bring a friend and you refer them, we do have that 350 referral bonus. The planned activities and trips through our recreation program, as I talked about earlier with the hiking and the photography tours that are offered free of charge or at a small charge just for gas. But if you do plan to drive yourself, then obviously that is free. We have free laundry facilities, electricity and internet in our national parks. In Yellowstone, the internet can be a little bit slower as we are very remote out here. Many of our locations have employee pubs, which are just a bar and recreation area that only our employees are allowed into. They feature things like pub games and pool tables and ping pong tables. And then there are also our rec centers, which are more of the weightlifting rooms and the basketball courts and that sort of thing. So we have many different positions available. As I said, I am the culinary recruiter. I am looking to hire cooks, chefs, kitchen staff, as well as interns. We do have a wonderful intern program. I came to the park as an intern back in 2018, and I think it was one of the best decisions that I've made. It propelled my career into where I am now and allowed me to have that general manager role straight out of college, which was very, very good for me at a young age. And I think that the internship itself definitely provided me with access to, I got to shadow different managers, shadow the general managers that were in Yellowstone at the time, shadow the food and beverage managers and the chefs, and kind of get an all around feel. So if you are coming out as an intern, it is a very good opportunity to learn and grow in your career. So yeah, you get to live and explore some of the amazing places on this planet. You can connect with us via these social media. We are on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So if you'd like to follow us there, you can. Yeah, I cannot give enough praise to Xanterra, and it was a wonderful place to begin my career, and I am happy to talk with all of you more on it. If you would like to contact me specifically, my email is cteft, C as in Colin, and then TEFFT at xanterra.com. Please feel free to shoot me an email if you have any questions, and I would love to talk to you and get you out here to explore some of our national parks.
Thank you, Colin. That was really great. So much information, and I loved hearing about your career trajectory as well. Thank you for sharing that. I think that will be really helpful for students and people thinking about how they're going to transition their career as well. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording right now unless you have other comments you'd like to make before we do so.
No, other than, yeah, Xanterra definitely has a lot of opportunities for growth in our national parks, which is such a unique way to see them. And I just can't express how much I have enjoyed working in the national parks the last couple of years.
I think one question students might have is, can they choose which park to work in, or how does that work?
Yes, so we currently have internships and positions available in all of our national parks. They are all listed on our website. If you just go to xanterra.com/careers, that will bring you right to all of the opportunities that we have listed, and you can type in keywords such as culinary or hospitality, and they will pop up.
Thank you so much. That's great.
Of course.